Greetings and welcome to this episode of the Heal and Restore podcast.
Hi.
Today, this week, I have my beautiful bride back,
I'm
so
back. I'm here.
it'll be a little more exciting. She's a little prettier to look at than I am too. So, but anyways, we're here and we're gonna do another fun podcast.
Yeah. So this week I was thinking, okay, where am I at in my life? What have I experienced and what can I share? And I think one of the things that comes to mind is the value of investing in your marriage. You know, we talk with couples, we do discovery sessions through Heal and Restore Counseling, and we're always, we talk about investing in your marriage. So we need to talk about that. What does
Right.
investing in your marriage look like? So today, that's what we're going to talk about. But before we do, I just want to do a little house cleaning here, and just want to remind you that Heal and Restore Counseling can be found on all social media platforms. We're on Instagram and Facebook, maybe not all, but definitely those two. We also have our book out, How to Heal and Restore Your Marriage. You can purchase that through our website, or if you go to our website, we give you an opportunity to download it, a PDF copy of the book. So go to our website at healandrestorecounseling.com, click on the link to get a free download, and we'll put you on our mailing list, keep you informed of other upcoming things taking place. If you want a hard copy of it, you can purchase that book, How to Heal and Restore Your
No,
Marriage,
it's a hard copy.
a paper copy on Amazon.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mm.
Not a hard-covered book, but a actual book. Like
okay.
if you want to touch the pages, you can get that on Amazon as well.
Okay.
So, and then one final thing that I want to make sure that we put out there, we've done a lot of soul searching, and we know that a lot of people struggle in their marriages. We know that they struggle in relationships, individual things that have happened, trauma, whatever it is. And so in our soul searching, and through our own mentor that we are working with, we have agreed and have decided that 2024 is going to be the year that we're going to help couples.
Right.
And how we're going to help them is that we are offering our full 12-week Heal program. It's normally $3,000, but we are offering it at 50% off. So for $1,500, you would get work with us through 12 weeks. And we just know that there's a lot of people that need the help, and we don't want finances to get in the way. We'll work with payment plans. I mean, you don't have to pay it up front. You can pay, monthly, weekly, bi-weekly, whatever your schedule allows. But it's just been placed on our heart to really make sure that we connect with those people that are in dire need, or just have that desire to be better, do better, not only for themselves, for their marriage, but for their family as well. So keep that in mind. You can also sign up for a free 45-minute discovery session at healandrestorecounseling.com. There's no charge for that. We'll spend 45 minutes going over who you are, what your needs are, let you know a little bit about yourself, so that we know that we can make sure we're a good fit for you. So if you are that person, or you know somebody that is, please visit our website for more information on that.
Absolutely.
Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
All right. That's my house cleaning for the day. So we're going to get into this, though, the value of investing in your marriage. So, values are your beliefs and principles that you believe are important in the way you live and the way you work. I think about values, and first thing comes to mind is work values. You're working for somebody, you give your values to somebody, but we really need to implement those in our marriages and in our homes.
What are some of those work values?
Yeah, so some of those values in the marriage, there's economic values, which basically refers to the worth of goods or services, how much money you're willing to pay for something.
All right, go back. What are some of the work values that you have?
Work values. Oh, so sorry. Work values was to show up on time, do my job well, communicate well, get my, know what my worth was, so that I could give that and put that worth into my job.
Right.
What are some of your work values?
Work hard, show up early.
Honesty, integrity.
Honesty, integrity.
Now that I say that.
Honesty, integrity, on time is late, so you always want to be early.
Yeah.
And just worry about don't worry about what you're doing, not what everybody else is doing. And if you got to pitch in to do somebody else's work to get the job done, then pitch in to do it. We're all there to finish to get one job done.
So our marriage values, or the values of investing in our
Mhm.
marriage, are similar,
Right.
but they're a little bit different. But I started with economic values, thinking you were talking about marriage values.
Mm,
It's what are you willing to pay for something? And we have to have economic values in
yes,
our marriage because we're investing in things for the marriage.
exactly. They gotta be realistic.
Realistic, yeah,
Realistic
that's really
too.
good.
Right.
And then we also have personal values,
Mhm.
which are the refers to principles or standards or beliefs that are
That
important in
yeah,
our decision making. They
exactly,
guide us in our decision making.
exactly.
It can also include concepts such as we talked about honesty, integrity, compassion.
Passion,
Fairness came up was a word that I found, which to me is compromise. Be
compromise,
willing to
exactly,
compromise.
right.
And then, of course, there's cultural values, which are shared beliefs within a society
Alright,
that it influences our attitudes, our behaviors, and our social structures of the community that we're in. And I think that's really important. And then we also have our ethical values, which are our, knowing what's right and wrong, guiding people to determine what is a morally acceptable behavior, between a spouse or within your family. There's honesty, justice, equality, and just basic respect for others.
exactly.
So, those are just some of the values of marriage, but we're going to go into what it looks like to invest in your marriage. And there's several valuable reasons that we want to be able to do that. So, why don't you kick us off with the first one?
Emotional support.
Mm-hmm.
Strong marriage provides a reliable source of emotional support. Your spouse is often the person you turn to during difficult times, offering comfort, encouragement, and understanding.
Yeah.
This is so key, in a marriage. I mean, it's played a huge key in Kathy and I's marriage. Kathy was the first person before I got married, before I even got married, that I told about my abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And so right off the bat, I'm diving into her for emotional support, and she's been there for me even when times were tough. Even when she shouldn't have been there, she's been there for me. Um, and then, my multiple stays in the hospital, the emotional support, she's been there, but, it wasn't easy for her, but she's always been there. She's, made time to make sure she comes to visit me in the hospital. And so the emotional support in our marriage has been huge. And then again, it goes both ways. I've got to give Kathy the emotional support when her mom died, when her father was, diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and then when your father passed away.
Mm-hmm. That's tough.
There's things that happen, in her life that she needs that emotional support. So, what does that emotional support look like? Sometimes it's just being there. It's just, I'm here if you need me, right? You want to cry on my shoulder, cry on my shoulder. It's just being there for your spouse when they need you the most. And it
Mhm.
doesn't always mean trying to fix them. Matter
Yeah.
of fact, don't try to fix them. It just means being there for them when they need you the most.
Yeah. I think it's just being present
Right.
in the moment. And sometimes it's not even saying anything,
No,
it's just sitting next to each other.
and I know when I got sober in 2006, that was probably as easy. uh, I don't think it was all that easy if on Kathy's side. I want to say it was because she's just a trooper. She's so strong. She's such a warrior. But it's there's she had to be there for me, and there was a lot of times where I had to remove myself from my desire and my goals of getting sober. Not that I wasn't going to do it, but I had to say, okay, I need to take care of Kathy. Kathy's with me on this journey. I'm not on this
Yeah.
journey by myself. She is with me every single day. So I had to, as much as she was there for me, we have to be there for each other.
Mm-hmm.
For men, sometimes it can be tough
Yeah.
because I don't wanna show my wife my weakness. I don't need emotional support. If I don't wanna let her know that I'm having a bad day at work, or I don't wanna know that I'm struggling with this or I'm struggling with that
Yeah. Well,
because
I'll speak for the women though.
uh,
uh, Sometimes there are women, I can be one of them,
yeah,
where it's, I am woman, hear me roar.
yeah,
I
yeah,
can
yeah,
do it, me do myself.
yeah,
I don't need that. But honestly, when I am given emotional support, I'm drawn to you. I'm drawn to our marriage. I'm
mhm,
drawn to who you are and who God's created you to be. So I think it's really important to identify what that emotional support does to us internally,
mhm,
so that we can be better externally.
And the same goes for the men on
Yeah,
that part.
no,
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
when Kathy's there for me emotionally, then it draws me to her. I want, I want to help her. I
Yeah.
want to be there for her.
And I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. So the other one, the next one we have is called enhanced
Wow.
communication skills.
It's
This
like,
is
well,
always
number 1 or 2.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know, that should be number 1.
Could be,
So,
yeah.
being in a committed relationship, whether it's a marriage or just a committed relationship, it requires effective communication.
Absolutely.
And when you're investing in your marriage, you want to learn how, well, I would hope you want to learn how to communicate better, to be able to express your needs, listen actively, and all of these things can improve the aspects of your marriage. But one of the things that's important in communication is you have to be present again.
You have to be present.
You have to be present. You have to be willing to set aside anything that's going on in your immediate moment and being able to just be present and listen. And
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
it's not even about feedback.
No.
Sometimes it's about just being present and listening.
You have to. The most important part of communication is
Mhm.
listening.
Yeah.
And I was going to say something, and my mind went crazy
That's all
again.
right.
Because it's
This topic's a lot.
yeah, we should. It's the other part about communication, and we hear it all the time. Well, I do communicate with my wife and
Yeah.
my husband. Okay, let me ask you this: how do you talk to them? How do you present yourself to
Right.
them? That's a huge part. I mean, you might be communicating, but are you raising your voice? Are you being negative? I mean, because that's the other part of learning how to communicate is how to communicate in a calm manner, no matter how heated it gets.
Or
Just
even if it's not heated,
even if it's
just
not heated, but
yeah,
but just being able to talk in a very calm, almost monotone voice with your
right.
partner and say,
That's why
"Hey,
it's called enhanced communication
enhance
skills. We have to
yeah,
enhance the
yeah,
communication that we
exactly."
know to be better at
Right,
communicating.
right.
So,
Because all yelling does,
yeah,
right? Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to get our partner to hear us, so we keep on yelling louder and louder. And the reality is, all that does is push our partner away
yeah.
from us.
Now, enhance your communication skills. And if you struggle in an area of communication, I will tell you, you're not alone.
Mm,
We're all there right with you.
Yep,
However, we can work with you. We can work
yep,
with you and help you
absolutely.
through that. So if there's an area of your life in communication you're struggling with, reach out. We're here for you. What's the next one we got here?
Shared goals and dreams.
Mm,
Marriage
we
is
just we
marriage
just
is an
talked about this.
opportunity to build a life together with shared goals and dreams.
Yeah.
Investing in the marriage means nurturing these aspirations, working together to achieve them.
We were talking about that just today, coming back from an inspection that we did for one of my little side jobs, and we talked about how we wish we would have done differently.
Yeah,
And I think, that was one of the things I don't know that we truly at the beginning of our marriage talked about shared dreams and goals.
no, because I don't think either one of us knew how to do it.
No,
Right?
exactly. And so I think knowing what we know now, 40 years plus in our marriage, this is something that for those of you listening, if you are young or in your marriage, even if you've been in your marriage 10, 15 years, 20 years, you can still do this. Sit down and make a list of what your shared goals and dreams are.
And I think as life went on, though, we did have some dreams and that we shared and some goals that we did share,
Mhm.
like buying a house and traveling and
Yeah.
doing all that stuff. And it's like Kathy, I always tell Kathy, I wish I would have managed our money better. Wish I would have been a better steward of our money. But the reality is that we're okay right now. And the reality is that we were able to travel a lot.
We did a lot.
We did a whole
Yeah.
lot. I never thought we'd be able to do the things we did. So, we were able to share some of those goals together and especially dreams together.
Even though we didn't create them, even though we didn't plan for them, we created them
We
along the
created them
way. And
along
I
the
think
way,
that's what's
right.
important too.
So
Yeah.
exactly.
So the other thing that's important too in investing in your marriage is to increase your resilience. A strong marriage provides a buffer against life's challenges. We've had a few of those. Knowing that you have a supportive partner on your side can give you the strength and resilience to overcome obstacles together. And I think we have overcome a few of those in our 40 plus years of marriage.
There's one thing they say about abuse survivors is that they're very resilient.
Hmm.
And when I talk about myself in that, there's been some tough times that we've gone through. There's been some, medical issues that were like, I could have given up at any time.
Right.
But the resilience that I portrayed, I never quit.
Yeah.
right? Even in 2004, when I had the affair, I came back to you, very humbly came back to you. I could have not done that, but it's the resilience. I want this marriage to work out.
Right.
I want Cathy, I want our life to continue. So resilience is really important, um, within the marriage, because things can happen where you just want to quit, but
Mhm.
the goal is not to quit.
And I think too, when if you walk through and you've been resilient over obstacles or circumstances or situations, it's made you stronger. And each
Yes. Yeah.
obstacle or circumstance you've overcome, you're better at the next one. And I can
Yeah.
say that, like,
Yeah.
even just with this last little hospital visit, you know, I was pretty calm, and we were in a new environment, new doctors, knew everything. But I was like, just, it's all gonna work. I still always have that it's all gonna work out mentality. So, but yeah, I think being resilient is really important, but I don't think it's a natural thing. I think it's something you have to work at. You have to work through overcoming.
Right, right,
So
exactly.
it's
It's
really
like,
good.
maybe you haven't been taught to fight through things
Hmm.
and come out the other side, but, maybe you've been taught just to give up and walk away, or maybe you weren't taught, maybe that's just what you learned. And, you can break that habit of walking away and
Hmm.
quitting,
Yeah.
right? But it's gonna take courage and strength on your
The
part,
thing
but
is
you
you
can
walk,
do it.
yeah, you have to, you must walk through it.
Yes,
Going
absolutely.
around it,
Thank you.
running away from it, you're never gonna build that resilience in your
Right.
marriage. You're never gonna create that value in your marriage if you're running from it all the time.
And again, a strong marriage, right, it will get even stronger,
Mhm.
right? I
Through
mean,
that through
through
that
all that.
resilience, yeah,
Exactly,
absolutely. Well,
exactly.
this next one here is right up your alley.
Improved health and well-being.
Yeah,
Yeah, research suggests that happily married individuals tend to enjoy better physical and mental health. Investing in your marriage by prioritizing quality time together, practicing forgiveness, and supporting each other's well-being
yeah.
to contribute to overall health and happiness.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm the physical one in the family, right? I work out three to
He
four
does.
times
Yep.
a week, right? Um, and Kathy's, she doesn't work out. She'll walk now and then. She'll work out eventually, but I'm still working
I'm a
on her.
good starter, not a
She's a
good
good
finisher.
starter, not a good finish. But even at that, Kathy's principles at home, her spiritual principles, and her principles as a wife, her loving, or the way she keeps our house up, the way she takes care of me, that's all part of well-being. And
Mhm.
again,
Good.
I do the physical part because it's part of my recovery, and I need it for myself so that I
Mhm.
can feel good about myself. And if
I
I
need it for him.
she knows when you need to go to the gym, or you need
Yeah.
to go,
I've been to the
and
what are you
so
gonna do today?
it creates, a good, healthy well-being within our home,
Yeah,
when I work out,
yeah,
and because I can come home and be happy, and sometimes I'm dog tired, and
yeah,
Kathy's okay with that,
yeah,
but it does help, overall, with the well-being of our marriage.
yeah. This next one is one that's one of my favorite one
Oh,
is
absolutely,
role modeling for our kids,
absolutely,
if
yeah,
you have children, healthy marriage serves as a positive example for
absolutely,
them. I've always said we've got to remember we're in a monkey see, monkey do. Whatever our kids see us do, they're gonna
yep,
do. And I really think, my mom and dad left me some really good values. And I know that I've implemented them along the way, but I've also picked up some not so good ones that we implemented with our own kids. But if you're investing in your marriage, you're not only strengthening your bond, you're also providing a stable and
yeah,
loving environment for your children. And, even through our ups and downs, the fact that we overcame, the fact that we worked through, the fact that, there was an affair, there was an addiction, there were health issues, we were modeling for our kids
yes,
how to be resilient through
right.
those obstacles. And, we talked about resilience just now. And I think that too, I think we did a pretty good job. I know there are things that our kids are doing better, and that's what we want. We
Yeah.
wanna be able to do the best we can, and then our kids will learn that, and they'll even do better. Every generation is gonna do better than the last, and that's what we want.
Yeah, and I've had the kids tell me, "Dad, you weren't a bad dad.
Yeah,
Even in the worst times, you were still a good dad.
yeah,
You just had some issues." So we are the model to our kids.
Mm.
And it shows in all of our kids.
Yeah.
It really does. The way that they are raising their kids, the way that they
Yeah.
work hard, the life that they're living.
I think too, one of the things I've noticed is I think to myself, and I've said it out loud, who are these kids?
Yeah.
How did they learn to do
Right,
these
right.
things? And, you forget that we had a part in that. And it's nice to see that. And it's nice to be reminded of that
Right.
every now and then.
Right.
So monkey see, monkey do. The
Yep.
kids are watching.
Yep. Yep.
So what's another value here?
To deepen intimacy. Intimacy goes beyond closeness.
Mhm.
It encompasses emotional connection, trust, and vulnerability.
I'm close
And
to you.
investing in your marriage involves nurturing this intimacy through open communication, affection, and shared experience.
Yeah, I
Did you
love
hear
this.
that? Intimacy comes through open communication, affection, and shared experience. Sex is a byproduct, good sex, loving sex, making love is a byproduct of excellent intimacy outside of the bedroom
Right.
on a daily basis.
Yep.
The way I walk around the house in the morning, I tell Cathy first thing in the morning, I tell her good morning, I love you, you're beautiful.
Mhm.
I walk around, smack her on the butt all the time, tell her, you got a nice butt. I mean, doing stuff like that, it's just, and it's non-sexual,
Yeah.
but it's building the intimacy and the trust between us.
Mhm. Doing yard work together,
Yeah.
planting. I've got my little garden out back.
Right.
I mean, doing the things that we both like to do together, and then also supporting you. Like
Right.
you haven't cycled for a while, but like in your time of cycling, I think it's important that if your spouse has a hobby that they enjoy doing, embrace that with them.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't do it with them, but that is showing the emotional
Yeah.
intimacy that you're part of, that you enjoy the things that they enjoy. And I think that creates the emotional intimacy as well, or it helps enhance that emotional intimacy.
When I was cycling in the desert with all the guys, we'd go to Big Bear or we'd have these get-togethers, and Cathy didn't ride, but man, she showed up and she was sure having fun. In fact, they forgot about me and put all the attention on her.
Yeah, no.
So,
Yeah, no, it's just in supporting each other in other
Mm.
aspects, as well as doing things together that are non-sexual,
Right.
create that emotional intimacy.
Exactly.
And then the next one is, your financial stability, sharing financial goals and being responsible for the financial management are all essential aspects of a healthy marriage. By investing in your marriage, you can work together to build secure financial future for yourselves and your family. I think this is the one that, we wish somebody had told us this before.
Right.
And we can't go backwards on
No.
what we should have, could have, would have, but we have also moved forward on where we are today.
Right.
And again, I'm not going to take away,
We-
Randy gets frustrated, but I'm not going to take away the experiences we
Right.
had as a family,
We-
and as a couple. And I think that has a lot of value, weighted value to it.
And the reality is, in most areas, we have been financially,
We've done,
responsible.
we've
I
done
mean,
fine.
Yeah.
It's not that we did bad. It's just we probably stewarded more of having fun than saving.
Oh, yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that because it's the
No,
experiences
It's the
we
experience.
had.
I mean, absolutely.
And I think the last one here, the fulfillment and satisfaction.
Yeah.
So ultimately, investing in your marriage leads to a greater fulfillment and satisfaction in your relationship. By prioritizing your connection with your spouse, you can experience joy and fulfillment that comes from a deep and loving partnership. And I think that's, you've got to focus on and be intentional about fulfilling your marriage, satisfying your marriage, doing your part. I have my part, you have your part, we have our part. And, that's something that's so important in a real marriage.
I mean, the one thing too that, we both learn how to do is not to take things personally, that, well, how come she's not paying attention to me? How come he's doing this? It's like, it has nothing to do with each other. It all has to do with, the fact is we're two different people, right? And yeah, we're in love with each other. We fall more in love with each other every day. And we have a lot of common interests and stuff, but also sometimes just being around the house, sitting on the couch with each other there's nothing wrong with that. It's like, that's okay, right?
Yeah.
That's being close to each other. We don't always have to be all over each other.
No. Yeah, just being intentional about
Right.
these values are so important, and identifying them. And so I have a question for our listeners, something that I
yeah.
want you guys to think about is what are your top 3 values?
Yeah.
So, if you are married or in a relationship, think about what your top 3 values are and talk it over with your spouse or significant other. Have a conversation. Like I said, we weren't aware of what was needed in these values. And so we want to make sure that we pass that along, because a healthy, strong marriage is an invested marriage.
And then whatever those top 3 values are, we would challenge you to send us an email with
Yeah.
those 3, what your values are.
Good idea.
Right? Send it to healandrestorecounseling.com. Healandrestorecounseling@gmail.com. Healandrestorecounseling@gmail.com. So get your 3 values and send them, or more, whatever you got.
Yeah, if you got more
if you got
values,
more
send 'em our
values,
way.
it's fine, but send them our way so
Yeah.
we can see where you're all at.
Yeah, no, that would be great. It would be good to hear from you and see where your values line
Right.
up. And again, we're here for you. So,
Yep.
so just as a reminder, we do have our free 45-minute discovery session. So if you are in need of some marriage counseling or personal relationship counseling, coaching, we're here for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So check out our website, healandrestorecounseling.com, and sign up for your free PDF version of our book, How to Heal and Restore Your Marriage.
Yep. Absolutely.
Anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay, that's it for today.
That
So
it
we
for
hope that
today?
the value of investing in your marriage was beneficial, and would love to hear from you. So please reach out.
Yep, please. All right. Remember, if nobody tells you they love you today, Randy does.
Cathy does.
More importantly, God does. Be blessed, everybody, and have a great week.
Beautiful. Thank you.